with everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Megan Temez. I am the director of the Veteran Entrepreneur Program at Texas Veterans Commission. Today, we have a very special guest who also happens to be a veteran just like us. He is the owner of the Up Team Co. They are a consulting firm, and they are here to talk to us about sales and how to get them and what to do with them once we have them. So that's the scary part, right? We get in, we get that sell, and then it becomes bigger than we anticipated, and we freak out because we don't know what to do. So Jock's gonna help us with that today. And if y'all have questions, you can either raise your hand or put it in the chat, and we will try to get all your questions answered. Jock?
Awesome. Thank you, Megan. Hey, hello, everyone. My name is Jock Hobson, like Megan said, with the Up Team Consultants. And we are a staffing and recruiting company doing business consulting also. Just a little background on me. If you will, in the chat, put your name or your company name and like where you located and what services you provide. Because opportunities like these are other opportunities to generate some sales leads or partnerships. Can we go ahead and share the slides? And while we're getting the slides up, I just want to thank all the veterans on the line, for your service currently or past service. Thank you for all that you do. And part of the presentation is going to be about service and how to generate leads and how to cultivate your current customers to get more good leads and good customers for your business and your organization. Paul, are you able to share the slides?
No, I don't know if you can hear me, but I don't have access.
Okay. Megan, I think you're muted.
Jock, you have to, if you find in the participant panel, the Up Team, and then give her access. I can't do it as co-host.
Okay.
Did you find her?
On the participants, right?
Mm-hmm. She put the name Up Team. Do you find it?
Yes.
There we go.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Paula. So the slide, look, I don't have a whole lot of slides. I don't want to, I want us to be able to visit with one another. And I want to give you some seeds, for sales, lead generation. Lead magnet. Unleashing the power of attraction for explosive sales growth. What happened to the slides? Why is lead generation so important? Lead generation is so important because you want to attract the customers that are right for you and you're right for them, right? How many times have you had a customer, you're like, hey, yep, they're paying their bills, but they're a pain in my side. So we want to kind of talk about how to attract the right customer, not only the right customer, but the right people to partner with. Because if what you're doing, you can do it yourself, it's probably not anything that's big, right? To do something great, you need partners. That's partners on your team, that's partners in the community, banks, bookkeepers, whether it's, someone who's helping you run your current organization inside your office, or someone in the community who's willing to share all the good things you do with your particular business. Is anyone else seeing the slides? I'm not seeing the slides.
No, I just messaged
No.
the up
Yeah,
team to
slides disappeared.
ask her to put them back. We don't know where they went. Ta-da! Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, next slide. Grabbing attention with exceptional service. As veterans, service is something that, that's near and dear to our heart. And understanding the love for service should prepare you to attract customers. Being friendly, be accurate, be innovative, precise, and effective, and be creative. For the sake of argument, personalized service to customers is paramount when it comes to competition in the market. If you get a customer on price, you're going to lose that customer on price. All right. So offer value added services. Understand what it is your customer needs are, and kind of help them with getting better, sustaining what they're doing, or getting better at what they're doing. Because maybe some of you have already experienced it. You lose a customer because they can get the cost cheaper somewhere. But you really want to have a relationship with your customers where they're willing to support what you're doing because they have a relationship with you. They value how you serve their needs. Slide. Acknowledge and connect with customers. All right. I'll ask the room. I'll ask 2 or 3 people. What does it mean to you to connect with customers?
Who has an answer?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes.
Have an answer.
I have an answer.
The question was, what does it mean to you to connect with your customers? Yes. Go
I
ahead.
would love, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I had to completely wipe my computer a couple of days ago. So my name is Empress Lindsay, and to me, what it means to connect to my customers, it means for me to have conversations with my customers to find out if the services that I'm providing is something that's actually what they deem to be valuable.
Okay.
And that's through interacting with them, whether it be myself or someone that I have employed, which I'm a solopreneur now. I don't have any employees. But
Okay.
yeah, that's what it means, right? To have working conversations and even possibly relationships with my customers. But
Thank
the
you.
number one thing is that you want to know what your customers consider is value to them, not
Yep.
you as the business owner, but you want to know what value means to your customers.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Anyone else?
I was gonna
Um,
say, oh,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna, I was gonna say, you have it listed, building a rapport with my customers by listening to what they actually need
Right.
and being able to provide a solution to allow their needs to be met. That's
Good.
how I see connecting with my customers.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And one more that someone was trying to go ahead.
Yeah, that's how we actually get our customers is just, basic, talking and listening to them because we're a moving company. So moving is one of the most stressful things that people go through. Moving from place to place or even, from state to state, it can be a lot because there's so much to it to do. So having a lot of, genuinely knowing what they need and how they need it done, or like because a lot of people have, you know, very fragile, excuse me, very fragile items and stuff like that that they want taken care of, and they want to know that you're gonna be there to take care of those things for them.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And I'll give you 3 words before we go to the next slide. People like to do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Mhm.
My insurance agent on the homeowners insurance, it went up again this year, and I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna go shop this." He was like, "Come on, man," you know. So, but we've cultivated a relationship. You know, if I go to the golf course, he'll let me use his golf cart. You know, and he's like, "Come on, man, I know your kids. You know, you give my kids, you know, a couple of dollars for the birthday." So we really connected. You know, even though the price is going up, it's kind of hard for me to say, "Hey man, I'm going somewhere else." So connect, like holidays, birthdays. You know, even if it's a text, you know, the bigger ones are the holidays, you know, sending a note, you know, Christmas time, sending a card, you know, birthdays, anniversaries, all those are ways to really, you know, connect with the customer so that they'll have a lasting impression when they think about doing business. Okay, next slide. There was a few in the chat too. So if you're not much in the chat, there was a lot of good feedback in the chat also. The power of listening for success. Listen actively. Active listening. What is active listening? Active listening is acknowledging what it says to ensure that any noise in the communication doesn't interrupt what you understand the needs are. So, you know, sometimes, you know, in the sales process, you know, we would nod our head, you know, shaking, nodding our head and stuff like that. But sometimes it's important to ask questions, you know, listen, like we talked about earlier, to what the need is, because sometimes you could be talking to your customer and they're telling you what their problem is. And active listening, you can share how you can solve that problem or build a solution to that problem. Ask an open-ended question to uncover pain points and motivation. Open-ended questions. What is the open-ended question? Can anyone give me some examples of some open-ended questions as it relates to your business? Let me
And an open-ended question is generally when you ask a question, you're giving the individual the chance to state an answer, like with an explanation.
Thank you for sharing that. I'll give an example from the recruiting. What does the project success look like for you? Good deal. That's a great question, and because that gives them an opportunity to elaborate. For example, in our staff recruiting when we're talking to clients, who's, hey, you know, I got an open position, and you know, you got to think that we're in business to make money too, but at the same time, you know, if you focus on what it's going to cost you, you're going to miss out on how much it's going to make you. So sometimes we have a conversation with clients, say, hey, you know, I got an open position, and an open-ended question we'll ask is, okay, that position, how much does that position generate if you had someone in it? You know, they say, hey, you know what, that position probably generates, you know, for a person working, 40 hours a week, it may generate us $20,000 in that week. So if that position stays vacant for 4 weeks, they miss, you know, $80,000. So, you know, if agreeing to hire us to make a placement for you, and if it's outside the budget, that's one thing. But by not knowing that they're missing revenues, having that information can help coerce or move the sales process to the next level. Tell more about X problem. Yeah, good. Summarize and confirm understanding to show customers they are heard. Summarizing. Say our customers, you're talking to a customer. Maggie mentioned she's doing moving, right? She's in a moving business. And she has a customer, you know, you're talking to a customer, I know a little bit about moving, been in logistics a little bit. And they say, hey, I have a 1350 square foot home. So, you know, and I have 3 bedrooms, right?
Mhm.
They're talking to you about that. So you would likely what? kind of summarize that, right? And say, hey,
Yeah.
based off, tell me how you would summarize, you know, if you're talking to a customer, that I'm your customer, and I say, hey, I have a 1,350 square foot home with 3 bedroom and 2 bath. And I'm moving
Okay,
from,
so it would depend if you're moving local or long distance.
right. That's what I was getting. That's what I was getting at. I was getting there. I was getting there. The listener part. I was about to get there. I'm gonna move from Austin to San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
Can you give me an estimate on about how much that'll cost?
See, something like that, since it's a long distance, we do an in-house assessment. And then once we do an in-house assessment, we can tell you approximately how many boxes, how much of tape, packing material, pads, and all the and how many trucks you're gonna need for the move.
Okay.
And then we charge 60 cents to the pound on long
Right.
distance moves.
Okay. And you know, and that's good. You know, when you consider summarizing and confirming, you understand what they need. For example, I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm like, hey, okay, you have a 1,350 square foot home. You got 3 bedroom. You have 2 kids. Okay, you want to move from Austin to San Antonio. Okay, how many kids do you have? You know, do you have large furniture? You know, like, oh, we've done new moves like that before. You know, we can do it because building that rapport, as we talked about before getting to the money, really does say a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So summarizing this, you understand what it is that they need, and building the value that you can get it done. So when it's time for them to write the check, they ain't really thinking about it. Like, you know what, man, she had me from hello, right? She can get it done. She understand what I have going on, and she can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Empathize with your customers. Does anyone have any example of how they have empathized with their customer and that actually turned into a healthy relationship, or they refer to business?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You mind sharing?
We actually, because I do a lot of cold calling, so I go to people's houses and leave my information, my flyers, stuff like that. We had one, the Lawrences. They have actually recommended us even before we had moved them. They started recommending us to other friends and their family, and just from them, we've already moved about 6 friends and family of theirs. So we've become, close. We've become friends. We would talk about, personal things that you wouldn't talk to a mover about,
Yeah.
So we've actually become, really very well acquainted. We've actually become friends with the friends that they've uh, referred us to for Franks. We've done 2 moves for them already. We're fixing to do another move for them. So we've got they're all very friendly. They give me very, very high compliments on my customer service. Our work ethic is very professional. It's very fast. And, breaking anything. We've gotten some good reviews, but not. I've been trying to get them to physically write these reviews, but I don't want to hound them at the same time.
Right. Good. Thank you for sharing that. And before we go to the next slide, and I thank you for sharing. That's really good. A lot of people don't understand that out of 100% of your customer, there's only correction. Out of the 100% of the people you do business with, only 20% is your true customer, right? And what does that mean? 20% of your customer are the ones who are doing business with you. They're helping you sustain operation, in some aspect grow the operation. And that other 80%, they may do business with you once or twice a year, once or twice every 5 years. So really you want to understand, that 20%, okay, why do they know, like, and trust me? And you want to go after more customers like that, right? Because that 20%, you can grow that 20%. You can tailor your operation based off what the 20% is saying to you. And the listen part also is good when it comes to reviews. A lot of business owners, a lot of managers, a lot of leaders. I don't care if you're in for-profit, nonprofit, a thousandaire, a millionaire, a billionaire. Listening to your customer when they have a negative review is good, right? You want to know what is going on. A lot of people are like, oh, that's not true. But that was that person's experience. And it's good to understand that so you can know how you can make improvements, or so that you can, maybe if that's part of your 20%, so you can kind of change, so you can kind of grow, maybe doing things the old way and things have changed. Hearing those reviews, listening to what the customers are saying, whether good or bad, is really good. Because I'll tell you this, don't take anything personal. Don't take a compliment personal, and don't take a critique personal. Feelings in business, it causes emotional decisions, and it can derail business operations and customer success. Okay. Next slide, Paul. Thank you. Expertise. Showcasing expertise to establish credibility. All right. When generating leads and going after sales opportunity, being an expert in your field is paramount. One thing you don't want to do is badmouth your competition. All right. Actually, you really don't, because if you're talking to someone about how bad one company is doing, they're thinking like, okay, so what are you doing bad? Because we all have good and bad, right? Just be the expert in terms of what you're good at, right? Share with your customers some of your success story. Have referrals. Expertise also goes with continuing education, learning about your industry, learning about the products, learning about the services, and also learning about the type of customers who utilize your products or your services. Because sometimes business can be cyclic, right? You can have really good in the summertime, and in the wintertime it's slow. So as a business owner or a leader in your organization, it's really good to understand when your peak times are, so you can kind of really hit it hard during that time, because you're gonna be slow. Or just be an expert in terms of all the inner workings of your industry type. And another one, here's one thing I'll tell you in terms of being an expert. Burger King did it very, very well for many years. They save a lot of money on R&D, and this is what they did. Burger King didn't spend any money for years for research and development, right? Why? Because McDonald's was spending all the money on R&D. So wherever McDonald's built a restaurant, Burger King built a restaurant, right? So if you're in the industry, it's like, hey, I have a cash to do the research. Find somebody else who's doing it, right? Find somebody else who's doing it, and not that you're stealing what they're doing. You're actually being an expert to kind of understand how can you do things better with regards to what it is you're offering to your customers, to your workers. I know someone mentioned being your sole proprietor. That's great. And that's when you really need partnerships. You really need partnerships, other people who are doing what you're doing in other areas to continue to help you do what you do. That kind of makes sense marketing. Yeah, that is kind of makes sense marketing. All right. Continuously learn and stay up to date to maintain expertise. All right. If you're not a part of your local chamber, that's a great value added benefit to stay up to date in your area, right? Because they post, believe it or not, if you have a website, being on the chamber website, it helps you get visibility in the area, because they add you one that depends on what area you're in. When people search that particular area, they can find your information. My wife gives me a hard time for still buying a newspaper, but there's things in the hard copy newspaper that's not in the digital print, right? It really is. Also, in terms of staying up to date, being a member of a professional organization who's doing the type of business that you're doing, right? For us, we're part of the American Staffing Association. They send emails all the time. They have virtual classes, even being part of like the TVC right here, Texas Veterinary Commission. you know, this is a great opportunity to gain insight on what other business people are doing, stay up to speed on how things are changing in the market. I'll tell you, like right now, you know, with inflation, with the market uncertainties, this is a time as a business owner and a leader to really tune in to what's going on in the market, simply because if you're providing products and services that your customers have to get loans for, or, you know, interest rates are going up, or, you know, or if you're financing money to run your operation, being an expert, not just in the services that you're offering, but in all the facets that impact your business, right? Because if it's going to impact your business, whether good or bad, it's going to impact your customers, it's going to impact your employees, your partners. So be an expert, because you don't want to be the falling domino and everything around you come tumbling down. So be an expert, and if you can't do it yourself, you know, get it covered. You know, have somebody else cover it for you. Okay. Next slide. Applying the sales method. Integrate sales principles into daily sales interaction. F, service. A, acknowledge. L, listen. And E, expertise. Okay. On a daily basis. Routines are good. You know, you don't have to do everything every day with regard to become mundane. But when it comes to sustaining your operation, growing your business, consider service, consider acknowledgement, consider listening, and being an expert. Get a little bit better every day, right? Get a little bit better every day. Because if you don't have a sales team, you know, it's good to have people who value you, that value your business, and they can make referrals because they want to see you succeed, right? They want to see you do well. Nothing is better than getting a referral, because that's a warm lead, right? Warm leads are great because they're calling you for what they need. Someone has told them about you. They found you online. You know, they saw your vehicle going down the road. But even in those situations, stay humble, and make it seem every customer interaction is like the first interaction, right? And people like to hear their name, right? People love to hear their name. People love to hear their company name. So use some of those things, right, to build that rapport, to build your company, to generate more leads, and build a team where you have relationships where there's reciprocity, right? You're supporting one another, right? Because the last thing you want is to be wasting time with someone. Say, for example, you had a customer, you know, you got the customer and you're like, hey, it's a good relationship, and just say it's a product or service. Say it's a service, and the service, it costs you 4 hours every week, and you're like, oh God, it's only so much time in a week. That one bad relationship could be costing you 2 or 3 other good relationships. We'll keep that in mind also. All right. So at this point, I want to, that's the end of the presentation. I want to just say, you know, I appreciate everyone being here, simply because your time is valuable. And for anyone on the call, you know, who's a veteran or Hub certified, and you need to utilize our services, you can visit our website, kind of understand some of the things that we do: staff and recruiting, HR, consulting, growth, expansion, turnaround operation. We can do all those things for you. But I want to give the room an opportunity to speak and share, you know, your experience as it relates to sales, or 1 minute or 2 minutes to tell us a little bit about your business. I know we have a lot of people on the line. You have a lot of information here, and this is recorded. So if you want to go back and visit it, that's great. But I want to just open the floor and give you, you know, at least 1 minute to kind of share your takeaway, or if you want to add value to what we shared here today.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and speak. Yeah. So, hi everyone. My name is Monica Paris. I am the owner of MVP Transformation Fitness. I used to be a brick and mortar business or boutique gym in Hutto, but I've pivoted to online and now offer fitness coaching and success coaching to people over 40, which is the hardest demographic to help. As people over 40, we don't like to budge in the fitness world. So really, I'm a veteran, obviously, like most of us here today. And I found that it's been a little more challenging getting new clients and sales virtually versus in person. In person, I can, get someone in the door and I can connect with them. And some of the key points that we discussed today, empathizing, relating to the customer, listening to the customer, and identifying pain points that I can sell value on to get them to sign up was so much easier than on a virtual site. Because on virtual, it's they see my business virtually and they are gonna either be moved by the content that I put on social versus them coming into a physical space and talking and connecting and getting that eye contact right off the bat. I have to wait now. Maybe they have to see a post 15 times before they even decide to make a next step or take a next step. So I do find it's a little more challenging, but I'm up for the challenge because I just recently kind of pivoted online and it closed the business over a year ago due to the impact of COVID, lost so many customers. So I'm finding that I'm having to rebrand, retune, reset my business and learn new ways of getting people in the door, so to speak. So this was definitely helpful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for sharing, Monica. Absolutely. Where are you located? I'm over 40.
I'm physically in Round Rock,
Mhm.
but I can be found on all social.
So your training is actually done virtually, like you mentioned. So you're
Right.
logging on. Okay, good.
Totally
Good.
different concept than coming into and physically training with me. Now it's all app-based, but one of the things that I'm going to maintain and have that physical contact with people is through my success coaching and accountability coaching. So if you don't want to be a coach by me from a fitness standpoint, but you want to follow my physical fitness plans, but you need help because you need somebody to keep pushing you and giving you that encouragement and accountability and all of the hacks that it takes to stay on the journey, then that's where the success coaching comes in and you will get to be able to coach with me one-on-one a couple of times a month. So that's a new service that I'm actually doing.
Okay, thanks for sharing, Monica.
Thank you, Jock.
Hello, my name is Latisha Marks. I am pretty new to this. I did set up an LLC. I have had a customer, but I haven't done anything to really promote the business. When it comes to, which is, it's actually LM Health and Life, like a wellness business similar to Miss Paris. But I am licensed dietitian, and I'm also certified in weight management as well. So when it comes to getting started though, and receiving assistance for getting started, given that we're discouraged from using our own funds to pay for things associated with the business, is it better for us to obtain grants or something like that before paying for consulting?
What type of business do you have again? Sorry.
It's a wellness business with a
Wellness.
primary
Okay.
focus on diabetes education or weight
Yeah.
loss
So
management.
let me ask you this question,
Mhm.
Leticia. So you're asking a financial question in regards to should you go to the bank for funding or should you go after grants?
Yes, when it comes to getting assistance that you have to
Yeah.
pay for.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna go to the finance piece. I can talk to you offline about that. I'm not a
Mhm.
financial advisor, but what I will say in terms of business, as it
Mhm.
relates to sales, um, it can be tough. You know, I'm gonna give you my story. You know, I've been in business 12 years. I mean, I started out landscaping, logistics, and now we're here where we are. You know, the question you got to ask yourself is, you know, how quick do you want to grow? What is it going to cost you to grow? You know, looking at your business model with regards to the space that you're in, you know, seeing where you're going to get your customers from. Because a lot of times, you know, starting out in business, I mean, we enjoy doing business because we're passionate about it, right? And I mean, a lot of times we've been lean, you know, but you know, when it really comes, if you think about only the money in business, I mean, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. You just get a job, right? If you're passionate about what it is that you do when you want to take it to the world, you know, you do what you have to do to get it done, right? But I'm
The
not a
reason
financial
why
advisor.
I asked is because last month's training, they
Uh-huh.
discouraged us using our own funds.
Okay.
Which actually led
Send me
me
a
to.
note. Send me a note. I'm happy to talk to you offline about that.
Okay, and then the other thing is a kind of a comment about the relationship part because I heard you mention some things that how that relationship kind of transitioned into more of like a personal relationship, like with the golfing.
Yes.
And because of the fact that I deal with like disease management, I have to follow HIPAA policies, and they're really strict on keeping keeping separation of
Right.
those relationships.
Okay. Well,
Like
and
I'm
we
like for instance, if you were a client of mine, if
right.
I saw you in public, I'm not even supposed to acknowledge you. If you
No,
acknowledge me, I can respond, but I
right.
can't just acknowledge you.
No, that's fine. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't have all the rules in terms of HIPAA. I mean, I worked in healthcare for many years, but what I'll say in terms of the relationship aspect of that, I understand you have some red tape a little bit in terms of getting too personal. You know, consider the space that you do have with regards to, you know, postcards, you know, birthdays, you know,
Mhm.
sending thank yous, or I'm not sure, you know, what it looks like for a group gathering, right? I mean, but you can't do that because you say you can't really acknowledge that you're hosting.
Right.
I don't know if you can have a private event, but I mean, even the postcards, hey, thank you for your service, something like that. I know you kind of limit
Okay.
in that regards.
I could do that. The postcards at least. I definitely can't do group gatherings because I
Yeah,
can't even put out there who I'm counseling.
right.
So,
So the postcards will be a really good one, you know. And that I think that'll be a great one for you considering that.
mhm.
Since you can't get too personal because of the relationship for him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
postcard.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Anyone else? I really appreciate everyone being on here. It's a joy. We have been anticipating this day for several weeks, and we thank Megan with Texas Veterinary Commission for allowing us to be here. I mean, our passion in business. If you know, it take more time for us to tell you our entire story from our team before. I really appreciate what it is the up team, the consultant who work in and behind the scenes, what they do, not only for a paycheck, but also for their heart in terms of service and to really help people, critique their resumes, really help business owners or management executive get the people they need for their organizations to continue their mission and push their vision forward. And I'll say this in closing, unless someone else have anything else, the one thing I would say as it relates to really doing what you enjoy doing as it comes to service and providing what it is to the people who needs you, who trust you, who's willing to step in and help you do what you do. Simply, in the simplest terms, it is small business that run this country, right? And the more we partner together in spaces like this, and supporting the local efforts in the communities, the better we thrive, because big businesses are buying up little business. If you consider the banks right now, small banks are being bought up by big banks, right? So there's a huge shift that's going on in our economy So if we're not made aware of that, like I mentioned earlier, it's like a domino effect. Like, hey, what happened? So continue to support the people who support you. Support those local community efforts, because that also gives you the opportunity for people to know who you are, not just your business name. They get to know who you are as a person. Okay. I saw someone pop on screen. Did you have something, sir?
Yes, I'm Jose Sanchez. I'm one of the consultants for Texas Veterans Commission.
Yes,
I
sir.
work for Megan. And I just have a question. If you are a veteran-owned business, are you advertising that? And if you are, do you have a veteran-owned business logo that is run through the Texas Veterans Commission? If you want to find out more, let us know. I mean, we'll help you get that logo. That's administered by the Texas Veterans, by us, and we'll help you get. All you need is at least be 51% owned by the veteran, and then we'll do that logo. You can use that logo on your social media. You can use it on business cards. You can use it on your website, and just advertise. Make sure people know. Because when I walk into a business, if I know it's a veteran-owned business, I tend to spend my money there.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, go ahead and advertise your veteran-owned business. Advertise for it. All right.
Jose,
That's it.
Thank you for sharing that. Thanks so
Yes.
much.
Jose, how do we get access to that?
You can send, you know what, you can go to our website, tvc.texas.gov, www.tvc.texas.gov. Let me put it on the chat. And go to entrepreneur, and you can actually request that logo there. Yeah, go to our link. I just put it in the chat. Go to the link and connect with a business consultant, request a veteran-owned business logo. And we'll send you the information on what documents we need for that. Okay?
Great. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Good deal. That's all I have. I want to ask any of the consultants with the up team if you have something you can share. Y'all been real quiet, so somebody got to buy me lunch. No, I'm kidding. If you want to share something, we have a few minutes left. If you want to share something real quick before we get off.
Yeah, I just wanted to hop on and just share that, we really, we work at the UP team, and one of the things that we've noticed, and one of the things that we've been doing under Jock's leadership, is really getting more involved with the community and attending more events than we would normally do. And I'm seeing that us putting the efforts behind getting out there and meeting more people, and really really trying to bring that relationship that you of someone that you meet out, or someone that you meet at some point. You're just like building that overall relationship, and also running into them over and over and over again. And I think that that is one of the best things that we can do, is to really stay in people's faces and share. So we're also members of the chamber, and we will be becoming members of more chambers in the area, so that way we can get our information out there even further. But thanks, Jock.
No, thanks for sharing, Shay. Natasha, oh, there you go. Go ahead. All right. Well, thanks for joining, Megan. The floor is yours. Thank you again for the opportunity. Anyone on the call, please feel free to reach out. Our email is there. If you want to chat, if you want to kind of look at what you're doing in terms of business, we're happy to help in any way that we can. Have a great rest of the week and enjoy your day. Thank you.
Yes, Jock, thank you so much for you and the UP team coming in and talking to us today about sales. There was lots of amazing dialogue going back and forth as you were talking, and I love all the networking that I'm seeing in the chat. So this was a really good training. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming.
Have a good day, everybody.
As you all know, we're now holding our monthly trainings the second Wednesday of every month. So an email will be sent out, share it with your friends, get everybody who is interested in business in. Next month, we will be hearing all about the Bell Network. What is it? How do I use it? Who is somebody that I may know in that area? And so lots to learn next month. So make sure you join us for then. Until then, I hope everybody has a great day and enjoy your month. Bye.
Have a nice day.
Thank
Yes.
you. Have a great day.